Hello there, Year 3, and welcome to another text for our reading comprehension. This one, as I said in our previous video, is going to be a non-comprehension text, and this one is all about ancient Greece. So we're actually going to be learning a little bit of history alongside our comprehension, which is fantastic. So here we go. I'm going to start once again by reading the text, and then we're going to go through and answer the questions to see how we can achieve full marks as usual. So, let's begin. The earliest Greek civilizations date back nearly 4,000 years to around 1600 BC. The ancient Greek Empire spread from Greece through Europe and started when the Mycenaeans from Crete fought and won the Trojan Wars, thanks to a clever ploy involving a wooden horse. A famous legend tells how the determined Greeks conquered the city of Troy by hiding inside a giant wooden horse. The horse was left outside the city's walls, and thinking it a gift of the people of Troy wheeled it inside, only for the devious Greek soldiers to creep out after dark and seize the city. In 800 BC, the Greeks started to divide their land, which included the Greek mainland, islands and the countries we now call Bulgaria and Turkey, into city-states, each with its own laws, customs and rulers. Athens, Sparta and Corinth were the most powerful. There were many myths and legends written about the Greek gods. The Greeks believed that a family of gods lived in a cloud palace above Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece. These gods were thought to have special powers, and each had control over a different aspect of life. Find out about some of them in the table below. Poseidon, Zeus's brother. Poseidon was in charge of the sea and horses. He showed his anger by striking the bottom of the sea to cause earthquakes. Zeus. Zeus was king of all the gods. He was also god of the sky, and when he was in a bad mood, he'd create huge storms and thunderbolts. Apollo and Artemis. These were Zeus's children. Apollo was the sun god and in charge of music. His twin Artemis had the power to send deathly plagues, but she could heal people too. The Greeks put statues of their gods inside temples, the most famous of which is the Parthenon. This temple in Athens was built for the goddess Athena, the protector of the city. When people needed help from the gods, they went to the temple to pray. They might go if they were feeling sick, going on a journey, or worried about the harvest on the farm. To please the gods, people brought gifts of money, flowers, food and drink. They offered these gifts as sacrifices. Animals like cattle were sometimes killed as sacrifices, then people feasted on the roasted meat. The ancient Greeks had many festivals in honour of their gods. To celebrate the god Zeus, for example, the first Greek Olympics were held in the city of Olympia in 776 BC, and are thought to have inspired our own Olympic Games. The winners of each event were given a wreath of leaves when they were returned home. They would be given free meals and the best seats in the theatre. Events at the Greeks Olympics included wrestling, boxing, long jump, javelin, discus and chariot racing, but those taking part in the wrestling event had to be the toughest, as there were hardly any rules and they had to compete without any clothes on. So there we go. That's the text read, and now we're going to go back through the questions and we're going to see how we can achieve full marks for each one. So, vocabulary. Question 1. In the first paragraph, look at the sentence beginning, thanks to a clever ploy involving a wooden horse. Which word is closest in meaning to the word ploy? Tick 1. Which word is closest in meaning to the word ploy? Tick 1. So again, where we're going to look back in the first paragraph as it says in the question. Look at the beginning, thanks to a clever ploy involving a wooden horse. Which word is close to the meaning of ploy? So a ploy is basically a plan. That's basically what it means. The others just don't make sense. I would go through them, but they just don't. So it's not a leader, it's not an army, it's not a person. It is a plan, okay? So plan is the answer to that one. Right. Question 2. Find and copy one word which suggests that the Greek soldiers were crafty. Find and copy one word which suggests that the Greek soldiers were crafty. So if we look back through the text, in that first paragraph, you can actually see where it says the devious Greek soldiers. Devious is going to be the one word. It says find and copy one word, so I'm only going to write one word. Devious. is the word I'm going to write down. Devious will get me the mark. If I write any more than one word, I'm afraid I lose the mark. One word. Answer the question. Question 3. Look at the section of text beginning, the Greeks put statues. Find and copy one word which means look after. Look at the section of text beginning, the Greeks put statues. Find and copy one word which means look after. So I'm going to look back at that section of text beginning, the Greeks put statues. Can I find where that is? Greeks put statues. There it is, underneath the table. The Greeks put statues of their gods inside temples. So I'm looking for find and copy one word which means the same as look after. So find and copy one word means the same as look after. So the Greeks put statues, some of the most famous Parthenon. Example, there we go. The protector of the city. Protector is going to be that one, isn't it? That means look after. If you're a protector, it means you're looking after something. So again, the one word I'm going to write down for that one is protector. Protector. Okay. Question 4. Retrieval. When does the ancient Greek civilization date back to? When does the ancient Greek civilization date back to? So again, this is a key one when we're doing non-fiction. If it says about a date, we're actually going to look for a date, okay? Now, dates are easy to find because they're always written in digits, okay? They're always written in numbers, so they're really easy to find, but we need to answer the question because there's a few different digits in here, so we've got to make sure we're getting the right digits. So which digits are we looking for? We are looking for when does the ancient Greek civilization date back to? When does the ancient Greek civilization date back to? So I'm looking for digits and something about the ancient Greek civilization dating back to it. So I'm going to look back through. Earliest Greek civilizations date back nearly 4,000 years to around 1,600 BC. So what am I going to write down? Am I going to write down 4,000 years or am I going to write 1,600 BC? Let's read that again. The earliest Greek civilizations date back nearly 4,000 years. What did the question ask me? Let's have another look. The question asked me, when does the ancient Greek civilization date back to? So, dates back nearly 4,000 years to around 1,600 BC. The answer is 1,600 BC, because that one is when it dates back to. It literally says it in the question, doesn't it? Okay, so that is what I write down, not 4,000 years. Right, question 5. What did the Mycenaeans conquer? So I'm looking back to the Mycenaeans. Mycenaeans from Crete fought and won the Trojan War. What did they conquer? That doesn't tell me what they conquered yet. A famous legend tells how the determined Greeks conquered the city of Troy. So what did they conquer? The city of Troy. Right, so question 6. Right, 2 Greek city-states. 2 Greek city-states. So there are a few listed. But we only need 2. Let's have a look. So we've got 3 listed. If you look at the paragraph underneath the first one, so it says right at the last line, Athens, Sparta and Corinth were the most powerful. Those are the city-states. Intercity states, each with its own laws and customs. Athens, Sparta and Corinth. So if you've got 2 of those, then you get the mark, okay? Athens and Sparta are what I chose, but Athens, Sparta or Corinth, any of those, okay? Right. Question 7. Inference. Why did the Greek soldiers wait until dark to seize the city of Troy? Why did the Greek soldiers wait until dark to seize the city of Troy? So again, this is inference. We need to think for this one. We can't just take from the text in this one. We need to think. Why did they wait until dark to seize the city of Troy? So think what they did. They left their Trojan horse outside, and then later on it got taken in, didn't it? So why did they wait until dark to seize the city of Troy? Think about what darkness actually does for you, okay? The answer I've written down is so that they would not be seen, or so that the people of Troy would not see them, okay? Anything like that is going to tell me that's why they wait until dark. That's why we needed darkness, okay? Cover of darkness means they wouldn't be seen. Question 8. Complete the table below with one piece of evidence to support each statement. So complete the table below with one piece of evidence to support each statement. So we've got a statement first saying how the gods punished the Greeks, and we need some evidence, and then we've got how the gods helped the Greeks. So we need one piece of evidence to support each statement. So again, I need to actually look in the text, I need to find some evidence, okay? So, something about the gods punishing, look back through the text, something about them punishing, so I can see that we've got Poseidon would strike the bottom of the sea to cause earthquakes, so that's one. Zeus, if we read his one, it says there, when he's in a bad mood, he'd create huge storms and thunderbolts, so again, creating huge storms and thunderbolts. And Apollo and Artemis, what did they do? They had the power to send deathly plagues, so there we go, deathly plagues, that's a punishment, so that's a punishment off each of them. Now, the question only asks for one piece of evidence, but those are three possible ones you could have had, okay? Any of those would get you the one piece of evidence, okay? So that's one of those for that one, how the gods punished. One piece of evidence, so it's either striking the bottom of the earth to cause earthquakes, creating huge storms and thunderbolts, or sending deathly plagues. How did the gods help the Greeks? So again, I'm going to read the same bits again, see how they helped. So we can see there, we've got, well, with the Apollo and Artemis it says, but she could heal people too, so they could heal people, so by healing people. We also know that Zeus was king of all the gods. He also controlled the sky. So again, they controlled the sea, the sun, the sky, anything like that. That's one way they could help people, is to have nice weather. And then they prayed to them if they were feeling sick or going on a journey or worried about the harvest or farm, anything like that. That's another way they would help. If people prayed to the gods would help them. So any of those, again, is a good piece of evidence to get you the mark for that one. Right. So we're on question 9. How do you know the gods were special to the Greeks? Write 2 ways. How do you know the gods were special to the Greeks? So how were they special? Okay. So we're going to have a look back through the text and see what we can find. So how were they special to the Greeks? We can see that the Greeks put statues about their gods. We know that people prayed to them. We know that they brought them gifts such as money and flour or food and drink. We know that they offered sacrifices, like animals like cattle were sometimes killed as sacrifices. So anything like that is going to get you the mark. It's literally that paragraph directly underneath the table, isn't it? That's where all of the answers are. So again, I only need 2 ways, so choose any 2 of those that are in that passage and that will get you the mark. Right, summarise. Question 10. Here are some summaries of different paragraphs in the text. Number them from 1 to 4 to show the order in which they appear. So again, this is one of those ones that is really common, comes up in comprehension papers. So we've got reasons for praying to the gods, taking part in the Olympic Games, the city of Troy was conquered, or parts of Greece were divided up. So again, I need to have a look back through the text and see which one happened first. So I'm bearing in mind those points. I'm going to look back through the text. So right at the beginning, so I'm looking for any of those points. So skimming through the beginning, the earliest Greek civilizations, Mycenaeans, Trojan War, conquered the city of Troy. That I remember reading that. Yeah, that's the third one, isn't it? The city of Troy was conquered the city of Troy. That's point 1. The city of Troy was conquered is number 1. So we're now going to look through. Next paragraph, in 800 BC, the Greeks started to divide their land. That was another one, wasn't it? Divide their land. That's the bottom one. Parts of Greece were divided up. The Greeks started to divide their land. That's number 2. So I'm now looking for reasons for praying to the gods or taking part in the Olympic Games. So I know the gods come in in the big table. And the Olympic Games come at some point as well. So I've just glanced down. I can see the Olympic Games. That's lower than the table. So it's got to be the gods are next. So reasons for praying to the gods, that's the next point. That's number 3. And then after that, it talks about the Olympic Games, where it says the first Greek Olympics were held in the city of Olympia. That's after the people praying, because the previous bit says they went to the temple to pray. So the order should be 3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 4, 1, 2. That is the order, okay, in which you should be writing your numbers for that one. Right, last question. Meaning as a whole. Tick 1 box in each row to show whether the statements are true or false. We're very good at these now, so let's have a look. We've got 4 statements this time. So tick 1 box in each row to show whether each statement is true or false. So we've got the Greek soldiers pushed the horse into the city of Troy. The Greek soldiers pushed the horse into the city of Troy. Let's have a look. What did they actually do with the horse? The horse was left outside the city's walls, thinking it was a gift. The people of Troy wheeled it inside. So did they push it inside the city? No, they left it outside, didn't they? So that is false, okay? Next one says the Greeks turned to the gods in times of trouble. The Greeks turned to the gods in times of trouble. Well, we do know this one because we've read lots about the gods now. That one is true. The Greeks did turn to the gods in times of trouble. So again, when people needed help from the gods, they went to the temple to pray, didn't they? That's what it says in the text, so that is true. Next, the earliest Greek civilizations date back to 4000 BC. The earliest Greek civilizations date back to 4000 BC. Let's read the first line again, because that's where the 4000 was. Again, numbers are really easy to find in non-fiction. Right at the top, isn't it? The first line. So what's this line? The earliest Greek civilizations date back to 4000 BC. Let's see what it says in the text. The earliest Greek civilizations date back nearly 4,000 years to around 1600 BC. So is that true or false? That is false, isn't it? Okay, that is false. It says 1600 BC. It says 4,000 years. So no, that's not correct, is it? Just because there's 4,000 there, don't get confused. It's not true. It's 1600 BC. Read the line again. It's definitely not. And the last one, Zeus created earthquakes when he was in a bad mood. So this is going to be easy to find because I know the gods are in that table and I can see that Zeus is right there in the middle. There he is. So what did Zeus do? Did he create earthquakes when he was in a bad mood? I'm going to read the Zeus bit again. Zeus was the king of all gods. He was also the god of the sky, and when he was in a bad mood, he'd create huge storms and thunderbolts. So did he create earthquakes? No, he did not. He did not create earthquakes. He created huge storms and thunderbolts, didn't he? So that one is false. So it should be false, true, false, false. That is the end of set A. There we go. That's the end of our comprehension text for that one. So tune in tomorrow. We'll be doing set B with a new set of questions about the same text. So take care, and I will see you tomorrow.